Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. I've been away from the game for a while, and coming back to Diablo Immortal, it's clear that the entire farming meta has completely changed. Manual speed farming used to be king, but with the massive auto battle updates, auto farming is now the standard. As you can see, you get up to 24 hours of auto farming every week. Today I'm showing you two incredible, highly optimized auto farm setups for the Blood Knight class. Both builds share a unique mechanical loop. We are intentionally using skills that drain our life to force our automated counterattacks and clone summons to trigger constantly. Let's get right into build 1. For our primary attack, we are using Ravage paired with the Exquisite Silence main hand essence to apply easy bleeds and deal AoE damage. In the offense, the Ferryman's Lantern gives us a damage boost against any of those bleeding targets. Now, onto the true enabler of this entire setup, Wave of Blood. We are equipping the Involuntary Transfusion of Hand Essence, which turns the skill into a toggle. While active, it conjures a blood pool that follows you around, consuming your own life to deal AoE damage and drain life from nearby mobs. As you cross certain healing thresholds from the drain effect, the pool grows larger and hits even harder. In addition, we add the Drowned Chapter Helmet Essence, so Wave of Blood applies bleed stacks, dealing even more damage. Here is where the synergy gets crazy, and why Wave of Blood is the enabler. If you look at my health bar in the background footage, you'll see it constantly going down from the Wave of Blood and immediately back up from the life drain. That bounce is what triggers all our automated damage. We are using Moonwrath, the chest essence for Shroud of Night, which spawns shadowy clones to attack nearby enemies whenever you take damage. Our next skill is Whirling Strike. We are using the Maul and Response main hand essence with it, which turns Whirling Strike into a passive counterattack that triggers when you take damage. Again, because your blood pool is constantly ticking down your health, your character will continuously retaliate with automated strikes. To round out the damage, we are running Swarm of Bats with the Detrius Tall Shoulders. This grants the Parch Swarm effect, calling several bats to orbit you that automatically attack nearby enemies and drain their life. The cooler part? Additional bats will join the orbit the more life you drain. For the pant slot on this build, you actually have multiple great options depending on your setup. My top recommendation is Bloody Bolts. This increases your bats damage by 19%, stacking all the way up to 76% for each negative status effect the target has. Hitting that maximum cap is easy. Our primary attacks and blood pool stack bleeds constantly. Plus, the Fated Prey effect from 4-piece restitution in Blood set counts as a separate negative status effect. Add in any additional legendary gems you might be running that apply burning or poison, and this massive damage multiplier ramps up instantly. If you want to swap things up, here are a few other highly viable pants options. Rabbit Shriek. This is easily the second best option. It increases your bat damage by 12% every time you're attacked, stacking up to 36%. Because our build's unique self-harm mechanic triggers the attack condition constantly, this damage boost stays permanently maxed out. Faces of Fading Mirth. This makes your bats poison enemies for substantial continual damage, adding another harmful effect to the mix. Silent Screams. This causes your bats to increase the enemy's chances of being critically hit by 19% for 2 seconds. Screeching Flight. This grants a massive 60% movement speed boost when activating bats. However, in my experience with auto farming, spots tend to be small and cramped, so you really don't need to prioritize that extra speed. You honestly can't go wrong with any of these choices, so pick the one that fits your style best. If you want to try a slightly different variation, most of the core mechanics remain the same, but we switch our enabler skill. For this second setup, we drop Wave of Blood for Siphon Blood, and shift our self-harm engine over to Swarm of Bats. For bats, we swap the shoulders to flagellant spines. This makes your bats active permanently, but they will continuously consume your life to stay sustained. This replaces your blood pool as the self-damage mechanic to constantly keep your Shroud of Night clones and Whirling Stride counterattacks active. Because this life drain is a bit more aggressive, we pair it with the Oversight Pants essence to ensure the bats are also healing us back up. For Siphon Blood, we equip the Horns of the Hexed Helmet essence so it no longer is a channel skill. We then add the Misery Shared main hand, which causes your siphoning to deal increased damage to mobs whenever you take damage, which again is constantly happening thanks to your bats. Lastly, because we lost the easy bleed application from the first build, we swap our Ravage offense Dangling Tear, which empowers your next Ravage to slash in a massive forward arc after using any skill, stacking up to 6 times. And Winged Anointment, which raises your Ravage critical hit chance by over 15% against enemies suffering from continuous damage. The set items are identical for both setups. First, we use 2-piece Vitius to increase the duration of our beneficial effects by 30%. Next, we take 2-piece Holgas Hunger. This set gives you a 18% critical hit chance for 5 seconds whenever you take damage. Since we are constantly damaging ourselves, this crit buff is active on cooldown, which can occur every 10 seconds. Finally, we round it out with 4-piece Restitution in Blood. This applies Fated Prey to groups of enemies, amplifying the damage you deal to them by 35%. What makes this set very powerful is the 4-piece effect. When the Fated Prey expires, it triggers a massive burst of damage that scales up drastically based on the enemy's missing health. This means any mobs left standing with low health are instantly executed by the blast, ensuring the entire pack is wiped out. Both builds also share the same Paragon. I've customized this specifically to match the state of my character. We'll be using the Vanquisher tree. We take Treasure Find for a flat 50% increased item drop rate from monsters, and pair it with Greed to boost that global drop rate modifier up to 75%. Next is Swift Learner for a clean 50% experience boost to level up faster. To keep our kill streaks alive, we use Delaying the Inevitable to reset our kill streak timer. Finally, we grab Exorcism for a 5% damage boost. I don't really need that much gold, but if you find yourself needing more gold over raw power, you can easily swap out Exorcism or Delaying the Inevitable for Gold Find Node. Keep in mind, auto farm spots tend to be small, cramped areas, so we don't really need to waste points on movement speed. Now that I'm back, I'm planning to post new videos much more frequently, so make sure to smash that like button and subscribe for more deep dive Blood Knight guides. Also, be sure to check out my live streams right here on the channel, where we'll do a ton of dungeon farming and some occasional PvP. Drop a comment below which variation you prefer running. Thanks for watching, and happy farming!